How to stop sugar cravings? Well, in this video, we are going to talk about why you're experiencing them and what you can do to break them. Hey, welcome back to Breaking Bread Nutrition. My name is Jenna On. I am a gastronome nutritionist who is passionate about spreading scientifically backed nutrition information and applicable ways to apply them. If you're into that, please consider subscribing. All right, so let's get into it. The first reason why you might be experiencing sugar cravings is because you're having artificial sweeteners. Now, artificial sweeteners are marketed as this no-calorie sugar replacement, but they actually trick your brain into thinking that you have consumed fuel, but you don't have any of the calories. And so what happens is your body actually goes and tries to look for those calories. And what are the fastest ways to get those calories? It's actually sugar. And so you might be experiencing sugar cravings because of that. My recommendation would be to never ever have artificial sweeteners in your diet. That means you should be checking all of your processed products, including things that you might think are healthy for you, like your protein supplements. They tend to sneak up there, as well as other foods that are marketed as healthy because they want to appeal to groups of people that are looking to lose weight. Unless you have diabetes, I would recommend not consuming artificial sweeteners ever, because there are studies that show that it's actually linked to organ dysfunction as well as attention deficit disorder type symptoms, especially in children. So for you parents out there, I would double check every single label of all of the processed foods that you are feeding your kids, because they might be in there. In addition, things like Pedialytes also have them. So you could be unknowingly giving them to your infant babies as well. So please, 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 parents, don't forget to check the labels. All right, reason number 2 is having infrequent and large meals. So why is this a problem? It's a problem because when carbohydrates get converted into glucose, it actually causes this spike in your blood sugar. And that's a normal process. But if we're having a huge amount of food or a huge quantity of carbohydrates, that spike is going to be very high and come crashing down. This crash that we feel is what gives us that 2 p.m. slump, that sense of tiredness and drowsiness. And so your body is going to react by wanting to refuel with more sugar, because that is what's going to give you that little spike back up. So in order to combat this, have frequent, smaller meals that are balanced in carbohydrates as well as slow digesting carbohydrates. So that's going to be your whole grain carbohydrates as opposed to your white carbs that have been refined and processed. Reason number 3 is the formation of bad habits. So if you're having something sweet after a certain activity or at a specific time period during the day, chances are that right at that time or right after that activity, you're going to crave something sweet. Now, it takes time to build a bad habit. So it does take time to break a bad habit, but the good news is you can always change your habits. So my recommendation would be to, instead of reaching for something sweet, going for something healthy instead. So if you are in the process of making that change, there is hope for you. Actually, when researchers take a look at the brain, it actually shows that these sugar cravings really only last from 3 to 5 minutes. So if you can withstand that period, then chances are you will not have those additional calories or that sugar in your diet. So just being mindful about it is going to be really important. All right, reason number 4 is that you might actually be deficient in some micronutrients. Now, if you don't want to go to the doctors and get your blood drawn and go through waiting to get your lab results to see if whether or not you have a deficiency in your micronutrients, then my recommendation would be to just invest in a very high quality supplement. Now, if you're interested in what makes a supplement high quality or not, let me know in the comments below and I will do a video on that in the future. So up until now, we considered 4 reasons why you have sugar cravings. There are other methods and tactics that you can use to break them. So the first one would be getting enough sleep. Now, this is crucial and very, very important because when we don't sleep, we know that our prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for our decision making, is actually impaired. And so we tend to make emotional decisions. Obviously, you are here watching this video because you are curious on how to be healthier or break your sugar cravings. And so logically, you want to be living this better lifestyle. But if you're not getting enough sleep, then chances are when things come your way or you're craving something sweet, then you're going to impulsively just satisfy that craving as opposed to thinking logically and rationally about what you actually want and what your goals are. So that is why getting enough sleep is vitally important to breaking sugar cravings. All right, so another tip for breaking sugar cravings is to reduce stress. Now, this could be chronic stress or acute stress. And the thing is that sometimes in life we can't always change the stressors that we have, but we can either change our perception of them to minimize the impact that it might have on us, or we can actually be proactive in going through some stress reducing methods like meditation, prayer, exercise, those types of things. In this case, usually a lot of my clients, I see that they reach for something sweet as a comfort food to mitigate some of that stress. So if you replace that with something else to help your stress levels, then that would be a very positive way to deal with that. The next tip would be to chew gum. So there's actually a lot of studies that show that chewing gum or the act of chewing will actually reduce your appetite as well as sugar cravings. So how cool is that? Just pop a fresh piece of gum in your mouth and that will do. My only little caveat on that would just be to make sure that your piece of gum does not have sugar in it. All right, my final tip for breaking sugar cravings is to have an alternative. Sometimes you just want something sweet, and that's okay. We're all human, right? But you don't have to have the refined sugar, super sweet cookie, right? I actually have a lot of different recipes and alternatives that I'll be putting up on the channel. So if that's also something that you're interested in, let me know in the comments below. All right, well, that's it for me today. I hope that this was helpful for you, and be sure to check out these other videos on my channel if you're interested in living your most optimal life. Thanks, take care.